Hi guys, this is George from Wired Investors once again. Um, this video is about how I use Moz to just check flipper listings. So I think in a previous example we looked at healthcare salary world. So I'm going to put this site into Moz to look at the backlinks, and basically, as I mentioned in the exercise, what I'm looking for is high percentage of keyword anchor text. So for example, if your site is about uh, veterinarian salaries and you have a lot of, like, a high percentage of your keywords are veterinarian salary, then that would be a red flag for me. Foreign links that don't really make sense, especially .ru links from Russia, are going to be a red flag because that indicates that they might be part of the SAFE network, which is basically a network of Russian sites that you can buy links from. But they're basically a black hat tactic, and so as a buyer, if you're looking for something more long term, then you might want to avoid that. Another thing I'm looking for is a large percentage of links that are directory links, or a large percentage of links that are comment links. Basically, directories are okay sometimes, but generally they're only worth it if they're niche specific. And for comment links, I'm not really a fan. They have some application in black hat stuff, but again, if you're buying a website, I mean, if you're building churn and burn sites, that's fine. Like, that's a different thing. But if you're buying a website and trying to view it as an asset, spammy links of any kind and of all the kinds that I just mentioned devalue the long-term lifespan of an asset, and thus devalue the asset itself. Other links I'm looking for are links from sites that look like PBN sites. PBNs are basically sites that have a lot of power or authority that expired, and then people pick up those domain names and build new sites on them, and then link back to their what we call money sites, which in this case, healthcare salary world would be the money site. Basically, it's a private network of websites or blogs which were built on expired domains with power that you then use to link back to your own site. So these kinds of sites have normally you can tell pretty easily as a human. It's difficult for Google to tell, but just by looking at a site, normally you can tell pretty well whether a site is a PBN or not. And with a bit of practice, I think you better pick that up as well. And then the last type of link that I'm not interested, or that devalue a site to me, are sites that have loads of Web 2.0s pointing to them. And like, obviously if a site has a Twitter profile and a Facebook page, those are fine. But what I'm talking about is if a site has a ton of like low quality Web 2.0s pointing at them, like Web 2.0 sites that you've never heard of, or like, for example, if a site had like links from many different blogs in Tumblr, that's something that would make me suspicious or kind of devalue the site in my eyes. Yeah, so those are the kinds of links I'm looking for as potential red flags. Now, I just want to stress that everybody has their own strategies for link building, and this isn't a value judgment on the tactics themselves. All I'm saying is black hat and basically any non-white hat techniques that you use will inevitably decrease the potential lifespan of a site, right? So a site like Grantland, for example, they'd probably pay no attention to SEO because they can drive traffic in other ways, and so that site is very white hat and will almost never be penalized by Google just because they're not thinking about SEO. A black hat site, well, a lot of black hat SEOs are doing churn and burn sites, so they're finding some trend. So it might be like weight loss pills or something along those lines. They capitalize on the trend by building sites really large, really quickly, and then letting them die also really quickly. and they do that by using a lot of spam links, safe network links, PBNs maybe, and Web 2.0s. So these are all black hat tactics that work in some contexts, but as a site investor, if you're looking for long-term investments, then those kinds of links will devalue whatever investment it is that you're going to make. Now, at the end of the day, you are solely responsible for what you're comfortable buying, right? So if you're like if you see a site that you really like, but it was built on black hat tactics, that's fine. But the important thing is that you know that it was built on black hat tactics, and you're purposely taking that risk, as opposed to going in blind and not really knowing what's going on, and then being surprised if a site gets penalized. So anyways, that was kind of a long explanation. So yeah, we're gonna look at what was that, healthcare salary world and Moz, and be sure to click this root domain instead of this page, so you can see all the links to the whole domain instead of just the links to the this URL, and not including the links to other pages. So I selected this root domain, and then I see a couple of 301s which could be okay, but in this case are probably not. And then I see, let's see, scoop.it comments. These are all comment links, so that's one potential red flag. I don't know what site this is. Something about the ice bucket challenge. Okay, so I can't even see the comment here. Reactions maybe? No, I don't know what site this is, and I don't know where the comments are. Anyways, so you have a bunch of comment links which are no follow, or they're either comment links or there's some other kind of links that are no follow. But anyways, those links are clearly put there just for SEO reasons. So that's a potential negative. Let me check the anchor text. How to win over patients using what? Nope. In the source. Nope. So maybe those links have even been removed and they're no longer live. I'm not sure what's going on with that site. Let's move on to the next thing. Naturalsociety.com. It's michiganradio.com. And a Netherlands site, Michigan Radio, deal breaker, audio boom, another world is possible, anti-war. So all these no-follow links are probably comment links, right? Which are low quality links, which I'm generally not interested in. So let's look. Comments. So you can see here in the comments section you have Albertson linking to healthcare salary world. So this is a comment link, low quality. The Michigan Radio, I'm not sure what this is. Doing something about mental health. This is probably also a comment link. Let me check that again actually. That might actually be a PBN site. I doubt it's a genuine link from the Michigan radio station. Anyways, let's move on for now. I don't know what site this is. I don't see the link here, so maybe that link was removed. Let's move on. Comments. Deal breaker. CNA salary. So you see here, this guy has used CNA salary as the anchor text and then posted a comment. Basically, it's a link back to his site. So that's a low quality link. Audio boom. This seems to be a profile link. Again, healthcare salary world. Clark University. I'm not sure where this link is, but it might have been removed. So you can see how I go through a whole bunch of the links just to see if they're legitimate, like somebody purposely linked to them, whether they're comment links or other kinds of links. And basically, after a while, you start to recognize what low quality links look like. And this site, unfortunately, has a whole bunch of them. So even though I believe that it's making money, let me go back to the listing. Healthcare salary world. I believe that it's making money, so I can believe that it's making $600 a month. But the question is, how long will it be making that money for, given the link profile of the site? Now, that's not to say that you can never buy a site like this, but if you do, you should definitely try not to overpay for it, because it might not last that long. So on this page, you can see physician assistant, which is a keyword, so that's even worse than just putting a name here would be better, right? But as a comment link, putting the keyword there is pretty risky stuff. And I believe the site will probably be penalized at some point. And then you can see, what site is this? Roand Monson. Massage therapist salary. See, again, this is kind of almost a keyword. And this is risky stuff. This using exact keywords or partial keywords in comments for their names. That's a risky method of link building that has quite a short-term mentality. So hopefully that kind of explains in broad terms what you should be looking for and what kind of depth you should be going into when looking into the backlink profile of a site. Another thing to note is the DA is 24, so it's not particularly powerful. I mean, if this were 50, then maybe the site could withstand these kind of bad links more, but DA24, my guess is this site it's not going to be ranking for the keywords that it ranks for forever. There's a stop date, and I can't tell you whether that will be in 3 months or in 10 months or in 2 years, but at some point this site will be punished for the way that it's building links. And we'll examine more about backlinks, and we'll be using Ahrefs and Majestic in the future. So thanks.